Chad, am I playing you? Sorry, excuse me.
It's me.
So, do they have masters?
Totally fine. Oh yeah, let's get off.
Kevin? Man.
I am currently at a card game. I'm blocking these. Abilities of the board. I got it.
He's on a man. He can't do it. Everybody else probably can.
It's a big deal. time. Just like that's what it's been file. If it's getting the deck, it's another point. Yeah, so it's
Same guy.
exactly. You kind of scan the damage off the back.
They play the same guy. It's because they've been playing it across 2 different days. The second day, they're playing the same guy. They're already playing. Oh, it wouldn't be fair.
So it's what other games did you play?
Hello, hello. I think we are gonna be back. Hi, we're back. Welcome to BDQ Live. I'm Code Dameron. We're about to do round 5. We're just finishing up the lunch break. I'm just finishing up my my food myself. Standings are up, waiting for the placements to be up, and for the rest, for everyone who's hanging out, for the rest of the stream, I'll be taking questions for a conversation we can have with the head judge. His name is Carson. He's a really cool guy, and he knows this game, and he can help clarify some stuff, and he's just a nice guy to know and have on the stream. But he's a very, very busy guy, so we're going to try to catch him at the end of the stream. All right? So if you have any questions, put them in the chat, put them in my inbox somewhere. I don't know. Email me. Don't email me. Put it in the chat. That's the best spot for it. And we'll talk about it later. But right now, we're just kind of waiting for the stream. The stream's waiting for the tournament to keep going. Then we'll grab some players and keep rolling. So, I'll be back soon. Alright, yeah, sorry for faking you out. Pairings are going up right now. Let's get rocking and rolling. Waiting for stuff to kind of shake out. People are coming back from lunch. How is everyone? Thanks for everyone who's checking in with the stream, hanging out. There's the announcement. By Mr. Carson, who is very busy. Yeah, so I met a lot of cool people. I should have gotten his name. I gotta get his name. But he's from Mexico City, and I helped him out getting a set of keys. He has a game store named El Duende, and he gave me this token from his shop. Check this out. Come on, focus. Focus on this. No? Wow, okay, you know, it's focusing on me. I'm fine with that. But it's got a clover. It's got this little leprechaun dude. It says El Duende on it. This is like my new favorite token. I'm going to use it for stuff. I helped him out getting some metal keys because he can't go to a lot of vault tours. And that's like what I love about this community. Okay, let's get some players. I'll be right back.
Yeah, they're near the back.
What?
All right, we got a round coming up. We got players. Let's do this. Can I edit you, please? Um, all right, check. We are back. We have Connor and we have Steven. They are both 3-1, so this is an important game. We're going to be important games for rounds 5 and 6 no matter what, because it's always make or break. It's going to be a scary time. Lose and you're out. But let's look at houses. We have Sanctum Untamed Logos up against Shadows Mars Dis. So, what do I see from that? I don't know. Shadows Mars Dis. That's Steel. That's Disruption. I think Dis and Mars have a lot of really good disruption effects, but neither Mars could build a board. Dis really isn't a great board. Neither is Shadows. So I want to see Connor abusing his Sanctum and Untamed lists to build a better board. Connor doesn't have a lot of Amber control. Or Sanctum is your Amber control. There's none in Untamed. There's combo stuff in Logos. Maybe there's a combo play? I don't know. A lot of speculation. No one sees the opponent's lists in sealed, so we're gonna see how this goes. Yeah, we are back. We're live. Just checking on some stuff. And we're about to get started here. But yeah, round 5 of day 1B. Very tough to get into the next level. You gotta lose only one game. That is so hard to do consistently at this high level. So we have Steven going first. Let's see what he's trying to keep. Hold on. I have to mute this for one moment. Alright, yeah, so that was my buddy helping me with my kitty cat. So shout outs to Daisy and to Noah. Okay, Steven goes a little Nif for first turn. He's great because he lets his neighbors fight and steal, or reap and steal or something. He's really good. But he's kind of vulnerable, so let's see if he lives and how much value he can get out of it. But Connor starts with the rather unimpressive 2-card Logos turn. The Hexpion is a nice turn 1 play because it's value going forward. You have to put it on the table before it starts being valuable, but then it will be. Ooh, and he gets into the free markets. So I think he was actually holding off on the free markets turn to actually get that extra value out of the Hexpion, which I love that play. I actually really like that play a lot. Cody, I'm not knocked out. Von Sock, I'm playing in day 2. We're ready to rock and roll tomorrow, 5-1. Okay, so Steven, another early swindle. We have a deck check coming in, which is just a thing they walk around sometimes. They ask what your deck is and making sure that you're good tournament practices here. I like the early swindle here. Steven is not under pressure of a board, so the swindle is actually totally valuable. Good play by Steven. Good time to play swindle. Too bad he's not filtering through his deck, but you know, it's fine. Persistent hunting for the Zorg because he doesn't think that, you know, doesn't want to get it unstunned, but certainly Steven probably has less of a good Shadows turn coming up. This is fine. Is that a Chota? I think I see a Chota and maybe even a key. Okay, discard the key charge. So Connor with 2 key cheats in his deck and a regrowth for the Chota. Connor, if we go through the deck, could just win out of nowhere, and he might have done that earlier in the tournament. So, seems like Connor was wrong with the persistence hunting. Just because you play Swindle doesn't mean you're not playing any more creatures. But here come the rats. Steven plays a Plague Rat, and that does 1 damage to every non-rat. The only rats are the Plague Rats. So, Magda the Rat isn't even a rat, I don't think. So we're going to see how many rats that are in Steven's deck. I count 1 so far. Connor plays Baron McGavin. I love Baron McGavin. He's a great card. He says, I'm a 6-1, which is a big body, and he's in a great little chariot thing. Cool art. When you discard a card, you can capture. So if you have like 2 of them out, you're just capturing a bunch. But the cool thing about him is that he just turns all of your Sanctum cards into capture. And Steven's at 6 Amber. Connor has to discard his 1 card to get him off of the key. Yeah, that's worth it. Buying a turn, potentially. Maybe even more in the long run. Just from a... He did lose the Healing Blast and its effect, but that's no big problem. No, yeah, Connor, good. You had a choice to make with discarding the Healing Blast, and I think you made absolutely the right one. Playing it wouldn't have gotten you to 6. So I like that. Also, Lord Golgotha fighting into the little Nif to get the Plague Rat. That's an interesting choice. I think I like it, because Plague Rats get... Oh, it doesn't deal 1 damage to all non-rats. It deals 1 damage for each rat to all non-rats. And the Misery Exploit. Okay, that just made the Plague Rats a lot more valuable, because they don't have to kill your opponent to get all the value on Misery Exploit, which gains you 1 amber for each damaged creature your opponent has. That's a very big play in Steven's deck. I wonder where this banish goes. On the Baron? Yeah, that's fine. I'm not mad at that. I think there might have been a better choice, but it, like, taking out Golgotha might have actually been a better choice there. The Baron, you don't need that Amber right now. It's almost safer on his card. And he's not about to use it any better than the other guys. I think if Steven had taken a little bit more time, maybe even banishing the Hexbion, because you can't kill it easily. I think there were multiple good banish targets there, and Baron McGavin was not the right one. But it doesn't really matter yet. It's a micro play that we might look at later and say, oh, Baron can come down. He can be a bursty card where he just holds a bunch of cards ready for the Baron to come down. Ooh, are we going to get Save the Pack? Ooh, maybe he's going to play his Save the Pack. So Connor reaps with the Darna, which heals him. He heals himself, and I think he's going to play Save the Pack to kill the Hexbion. Killing Hexbion is basically value. Yep. So Connor gets the strong play. Value on the Save the Pack. Gives him a chain, but I think it's alright. Don't play Chota. You don't need him. Come on. You're going to hold the Regrowth? What are you holding Regrowth for? I'm not a fan of that. There's not enough good cards in your hand. Or, like, that's an Amber that you could have. You could just pick up Chota and discard him again. I don't think that holding the Recursion there is at all worth it. Let's see if it comes back to... like, he already has a chain. That Regrowth is just another chain in his hand. So now Connor has 3 cards in Archives. It's Hexbion. It's the Baron McGavin. And it's the other card that he pulled from Hexbion. Red Planet Ray Gun comes down, which is just for Amber. And then Carpet Flotsam to do 4 damage and, you know, hurt Lord Golgotha. That's not bad. Steven's certainly getting value. He got his key. He's at 6 amber. And Connor takes his archive for a Chaos Portal and the Hexbion again. And look, if he had played the Regrowth, he would have had some more cards. Igor is very good. Oh, he's going to take that wormhole. You know he's going to take that wormhole. You don't got to show it, but you're going to play it. Okay. Very good, Igor. Oof. Save the pack. This is why I don't play Wormhole, my friends. He just gained himself a chain and lost his Lord Golgotha. That is a huge misfire for Connor. Maybe it looks small in the short term, because you know he might have played that Spirit's Way anyway. But it's an amber that he's going to need. It's a friend for Baron McGavin that he kind of needed. What's he gonna do? Regrow it? Probably not. Oh, he pitched the Spirit's Way. Interesting. I think that's a weird pitch. I don't think I need to pitch that card there. We have... Look at his hand. The hand texture is not what you want. 2-2-1 with the chain? Eesh. Right. So, yeah, I think holding the Regrowth was is hurting Connor. But you know what? He's not, like, losing. So a lot of the games that we've seen are really rough. In this set, it's really possible to both lose on board and on amber. Here, we're actually... Connor has been trading board for amber. And, you know, his board's not very big, but he's definitely keeping Stevens down. And he's keeping his amber. He's not winning on amber, though. He really wants to be at 6 after that turn. And, you know, he played his cards. He's doing his thing. He had the wormhole, but it wasn't a good wormhole. Ooh, the Bronze Key Imp. Bronze Key Imp says you can't forge your first key, but Steven already has his first key. Connor, on the other hand, has to deal with that. Oh, I put 3 N's in Connor's name, didn't I? Let's change that. Oh, that's wrong. That's also wrong. Hold on. Yeah, Connor. Wow. Steven with the Bronze Key Imp. That is a huge play. In the Exhume for Little Nif, I think he's like Omega or something. Wow. Omega Little Nif on turn 1 was also really great. I didn't even acknowledge that. Okay, so here's the Regrowth. What are we going to get? How important was that Regrowth for that Amber? You could have had that Amber so much longer ago. Now you have a Fang House that you can't use. And remember, Bronze Key Imp stops you from forging entirely. Oh, wow. Look at that. Not only did he have to play the Regrowth for bad value, but he also couldn't stop Steven from forging. And if he had played his Sanctum turn, he could have. But he chose not to, because he really wants to get that Bronze Key Imp, which I think is correct. I think you need to get the Bronze Key Imp off the table. But look at Steven. He's just going to start playing every card that he can to try to get as much Amber as possible. He's not going to really care about Connor's progress in the game. Interesting. Wow. Okay, so here's this turn from Connor, but it seems a turn too late. If he had had the Lord Golgotha, like that Golgotha's going to come down and he's going to wreck... I think he wrecks Nif Resonator, and at the same time, but he has to wait another turn for it. That's the wormhole. And if Connor goes back into this game, he's going to say, oh no, I wormholed and that's why I lost. And I want to contest that. I say, no, I think you regrowth and lost. Sure, the wormhole was a very bad thing that happened, but I think if you had been drawing more cards with the regrowth, you had just enough. You would have had a little bit more possibility to do that. I don't know. That might be a little bit harsh. I'm a little bit. I don't know how I feel about that criticism. I think the wormhole is definitely a very, very tough thing that happened to him in this game. And here's the plague rats. Let's see how many rats Steven can count. This is the second rat. And Steven does not want to play another rat because then he loses all of his valuable guys. The Nif is going to reap. And the... What is that, Life for a Life? Is there anything that he wants to discard? Maybe. I don't think so. I guess he can get rid of the Fang House. Life for a Life with the Fang House into the Baron. Or even into the Golgotha. It's a little bit hard to remember. It might be hard to remember that, yeah, see, so he's saying Life for a Life, and no, I already hit you with the Whistling Darts. It hit you on your armor. That's why I can do full 6 damage to you and kill you. So that was a strong play. I liked that. But now look, Steven is at 4 amber, and Connor is 3 turns away from winning, no matter which way you slice it, because he's only got no keys, and he's under a bronze camp, which is terrifying. So Connor's gonna do this. Wow, well, look at this Sanctum board. Look at this deck. Double Lord Golgotha's does a lot of damage, and Shield of Justice is a very good tool to help you keep that damage and make it stick. And take hostages. That's real in this deck. So we fight here, and we splash here. So the 2 guys that are increasing my key cost and stopping my keys, get them out of here. Fang House isn't actually a problem. So we capture one on Lord Golgotha because they'll take hostages. That's not bad. And then we fight or we reap. Fight into Fang House. Interesting, because he wants to fight. I wonder why he's not dead. That guy, that boy in the middle should be dead. I don't know. Something probably happened. I'm probably missing something, but it's fine. So now the question is, can Connor leverage his Sanctum cards to really get there? I see that he's holding an interdimensional graft. Too little, too late, my friend. That doesn't do nothing for you. You can't graft on their last key, and the Amber Imp and the Dust Imp comes down. I think the Dust Imp is really actually pretty scary, because now you can't kill that for fear of Steven getting a key and winning the game. You can't give him that much Amber. And right now, Reaping is not a good thing because of the Sir Marrows capturing Amber and the Amber Imp stunning guys. The Tesmal also comes down, and the Tesmal really we should look at, because Steven could Reap with the Tesmal and prevent Connor from forging at all. Okay, so Connor does choose. Okay, I don't know what happened there. There's a little bit of weirdness happening in those fights. Oh no, he fought on the right side. Oh, very nice. To not kill the Dust Imp. That's exactly what we wanted to do. Shield of Justice is also a nice play. But here goes Connor, leveraging his board, and I like Connor's restraint here. He actually plays his Sanctum board despite having no Sanctum cards in hand. He knows that he has to get value out of this board before he loses the game. But he could have been reaping a little bit more aggressively. I don't think actually. I think he reaped twice, which is fine. And the Lord Golgothas are doing so much work for him. Oh, and remember, like, he did have the regrowth for when he got the Golgotha back. So that was actually very important. He knew that the Golgothas are important, and I gave him a little bit of a hard time for that. I'm still going to give him a little bit of a hard time for that. But you can't always know what you're going to wormhole into. So Steven does this thing here where he doesn't put Connor in check. So Connor has this turn right now that he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to play Dis or something. Chaos Portal finds Doorstep and puts it back. Now this is a great mind game. I actually love this play. I don't know what he called for Chaos Portal, but certainly wasn't Sanctum. And now he's holding the Doorstep. If Steven wants to reap up on Amber, he knows that he can't because he's going to get Doorstep. He has to play voluntarily into it. And I think that is exactly the kind of speed bump that Connor needs to get back into this game. That Doorstep is, if Connor wants to win, he has to play that Doorstep perfectly. So Steven, on the other hand, you know, we were talking about this. We traded board for... Connor traded board for Amber. Now Connor has a board, and Steven has Steven has the Amber. Throwing Stars gets a bunch of Amber. And Connor, can you get him off of 6 without playing your Doorstep? Or do you have to play your Doorstep? There it is. That's really too bad. That needed to hit when he was at like 8 or something. And also, Steven needs to be drawing into cards that get in there. Okay, so he takes out the Umbra, which I don't mind that play. And then reap, reap, reap. Bunch of reaps. 2 reaps. Okay. I mean, I don't mind the play, but it is a little bit rough to have to waste your Doorstep, because you know Steven's going to get 1 Amber in any way possible right now. He has Lash. Maybe he just... Oh, is that a Hysteria? Is Hysteria good here? I think it is. It's going to get him 2 Amber back in hand. And Steven, you know what Connor could use? Connor could use that Baron McGevin here, if he had it, to discard a bunch of Sanctum cards that he gets put back in his hand from the Hysteria, and, I don't know, stop Steven for another turn. Connor is really just playing the how can I get one more turn out of this game every single turn from here going forward. And the doorstep was his tool to get back in the game. And I think that the way he had to play it, it's not like he wanted to play it that way, but he had to play it that way. That's going to be the nail in the coffin, I think. So Steven's actually going to hold off on the Hysteria for a turn, which is crazy. He's going to... crazy good, actually. So he's going to play Martian Mothership Support. No, that's Orbital Bombardment. And he's going to deal 2 damage to a bunch of guys. And then he's going to play a card called Mars Needs Amber. And Mars Needs Amber says each of your opponent's damaged guys captures an amber from their own side, essentially stealing it. Especially when he plays that Hysteria. So he's going to make Connor lose 4 amber while also gaining a couple himself, which is a death sentence for Connor. Like, this is so bad for Connor. He has a wild wormhole and a chaos portal, so at least he's not going to be dead in the water. But man, this is tough. I don't really see a way back into this game. Unless he has another doorstep or like a... he needs to have a full steal. He needs to have a gatekeeper, another doorstep. That amber from the fixed finger should go on the Sir Marrows, but it's fine. Connor's just looking at his board, like, oh, I guess I maybe lose. I don't know, Connor, what do you got? Show me the magic, Connor. Let me see it. Nope, didn't have it. Too bad. Good game. And Steven. So Connor showing that he might have had the game soon. Oh, the Darnas. I don't know. I think that looking at the regrowths was a little rough. Yeah, I think Connor was trying to win faster. Oh, the Song of Spring. That's what it does. So he regrows the Chota to hand. He plays Song of Spring, gets a ton of amber, and then forges a key immediately. And that's what Connor was trying to play towards, and he just didn't have the time. Yeah, that Hysteria would have hit so hard. Oh my god. The Miasma too and the Lash. Yeah, Connor was worse off than he thought. He goes, look, these are the plays that I had. And Steven goes, sorry, bud, I had the answers. I had your number for a long time. And Steven advances. Steven is now 4-1. Connor is 3-2 and can't make day 2, which is a little bit rough. But, hey, that was a very good game, and I think that both players played very well. The highlights of this game are Connor's Blaze of Regrowth and the Wild Wormhole into the Save the Pack is very, very rough. But I want to make sure that these players know that they played a good game. It was a tough matchup, and I think Steven just tried to go a little bit faster, and Connor couldn't stop him. Connor had the cards in his deck, it seemed, but having to play the doorstep on that turn in particular was very rough. Not having all the answers just go... He had to discard both of his key cheats early. The Bronze Key Imp was... That's another star of this game. Bronze Key Imp. And hey, we never figured out how many rats Steven has. I'm gonna go ask him. Please, sit here. All right, we are here. I am here with Connor right now. How is it going, Connor?
Howdy, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? It was really close. This is my first Vault tour.
So, yeah. You did well. That was a very good game.
I would have it too.
2 things I highlighted in that game on your side were obviously the Wormhole into the Save the Pack. That set you back significantly.
Yeah.
And Wormhole is just one of those cards that, like, sometimes it does that. I'm not a big fan of that card because of that. But the other thing is, you held a regrowth in your early turns for a very long time. Tell me why you did that.
So obviously, I was just digging because the only way I've won with that deck is because it has double Lord Golgotha.
Yeah.
So you know what? I just want to get them both out. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
I just want to get them both out and just try and get it as fast as I can. I was able to keep his board really small.
Yeah, there was a very good turning point where you looked like you were getting back into the game, and then the Bronze Key Imp came down, and I think there was a thing where you could have played a regrowth for nothing, and you didn't go for that play, and then you held onto it for a really long time.
I did.
Yeah.
But if I didn't get Mars Needs Amber, that would have won me the game because I would have gotten the Traitor Hazard and I would have been at like 8 Amber.
Yeah, and then the Song of Spring, would that have actually gotten you there?
The Song of Spring game would have given me 1 for the bonus. I had a Tantalid in my hand that I discarded, 2 Darnas, and the Fang House in my discard pile.
Wow, so that was if you had Forge there, that would have been a much that was almost there. So you know what, you had a plan, and that's one of the things it's hard to tell if you're not playing the deck every time. Like, you've got a plan and you were playing towards it in every moment. You had the board, you knew what your line was, that your deck could get there, but you know, he had all the roughest answers coming for you.
He had it.
Good game, man.
No, this was my first Voltour. I'm happy about it. I'm coming back for Gen Con, and I'm gonna win.
We'll see you at Gen Con. We'll see you at Gen Con. Gotta go through me, man.
Thank you again, yeah.
Talk to you soon. What's up, man? Steven, how are congratulations, you're 4-1.
Thank you.
So 1 more, and you are in day 2. Tell me about the game.
I was just trying to keep as much amber away from him as possible, even early on, because I knew that he had some good stuff in the tame, and I was just worried about him getting ahead of me and possibly being able to forge outside the forge key step. So I kept the opening hand that had a swindle in it, even though it wasn't that great of a hand otherwise, because I just wanted to play as many cards as I could and use the swindle early to try to keep him low and then maybe get that first key.
I really like that idea of using Swindle as an early game card, not to get them off the key, but just to get value before there's a threat on the board. That was I complimented your Swindle play. It was very good.
I prefer to do it that way. That way, if you got board control later, you want to be able to use those creatures and stuff. And with Swindle, if you use it early on when you don't have as much board control, you don't feel like you're losing as much.
Right, and I think you're absolutely right about that. That was a very smart and well thought out play.
And I tried to use the bronze key right after I got my first key, that way to try to keep him locked down.
How valuable has that bronze key been for you throughout the course of today?
It's not worked out so far.
I think it gave you a huge advantage in this game.
Yeah, it did help.
So MVP of this game, bronze key imp was on the table. Mars Needs Amber turns out was actually an unexpected MVP.
Yeah, I always love Mars Needs Amber.
Maybe if you had done the
I had another option too, because I had the Charette and the Asteria.
And the Lash.
Right, so I could have done that as well, but I decided to do it in the order that I did, just in case he had another stop for me.
Right.
That way I'd fill up his creature with as much amber as possible from his own side, and then I could play the Hysteria, bounce everything, and then drop the Charette.
Yeah, that was a fantastic sequencing of that hand. And then you even had the Miasma, I saw.
Yeah.
So you had the answers, and you know you were apparently dangling on the edge. You might have lost it at any moment.
Right. Because he had the Soldiers of Flowers and a Chota that he could exhume or whatever he could get it out again. It was close. It was closer than it looked.
It was a very fun game to watch from my end.
Yeah, awesome.
Very close, very back and forth, and you guys are both very good players. Thanks again for being on the stream.
Thank you.
And good luck tomorrow.
Hopefully I make it.
All right, that was round 5. We have one more round. We'll be going to the music one more time, and then we'll come back. We'll do round 6. We'll do some interviews. We'll talk to the winners of the game. We'll talk to Carson, the head judge. I'll see you then.
Streaming tides, brain endorphins gratify. Drive through supersize. 4 bars, 5-star satisfy. Smartwatch, binge watch, platinum plan. Quick kill, red heels better than. Spot drink, uplink, upper hand. Show off, share on Instagram. Our gig-based bit rate, real-time laughs. FaceTime, spring break, compromise. There's one thing that does not change. Is the thing that we don't realize. We're digging. Digging for gold. It's in the echoes, the path, the map I see. A construct of how we perceive. When you stop your search for your belief, you're gonna be surprised to see we are digging. You're digging. You're digging. you're digging for gold. Peel the layers, listen and learn. What's real becomes clues when the tables turn. The shiny law that tempts our soul in this distracted on-demand hashtag world. Our gig-based bit rate, real-time lives, FaceTime, spring break, compromise. There's one thing that does not change, is the thing that we don't realize. We're digging. We're digging. Yeah, we're digging for gold. It's the twilight zone of disbelief, a zero-sum technology. It's the cutting edge of life's history in a cutthroat world where we compete in our gig-based bit rate, real-time lives, FaceTime, spring break, compromise. This can all be explained. Soon enough I'll realize I'm digging. Yeah, I'm digging for gold. So many ocean waves since our childhood days, Joe. I've lost my way to get your attention these days. Get past the boats and cars and things of who you are. I can take up golf and learn to be New York tough. Don't you wanna play like back in our Lego days? Hey, wanna watch Caddyshack on your Betamax? Yo-yos on the fan, spin them faster and faster and faster and faster and faster again. Steal the Christmas lights and sling them in the midnight sky. Anything's better than waiting for your call another Christmas night. Meet you at the panoramic view. Really, any Rocky or Sanders show will do. Can't you see I'm gasping the air for that depth with you? Climb your sandcastles and see what lies beyond the ocean reach. What I learned to see from my group therapy, about what Grandma and Grandpa passed down to you and me. Ideals of religion, cultural superstition, beliefs from historical long divisions. They taught us how to marry and form ocean reefs round our families and decide who we snub at our country clubs. Joe, we are at 50 years old. Our kids are drifting in, and still against the current. I'm not swimming. Still paying the price for not asking your advice. Still first crush that you never thought twice. And leave me out here below this ocean reef as I dive deeper and 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 deeper. I sit here with all these regrets, waiting since '84 to hear when I'm finished in just one damn knock on my door. Return to my musical seat to try to get you to see that your greatest wealth is the mark you made on me. Climb your sand castles and see what lies beyond the ocean reef. Rise me up on your ocean reef. That breaks the smile. There's something that you'll find you left behind when you crossed over to the other side. Finally come to pay your dues and put aside the things you want to do. Your life is changing fast and you wonder why. As you slip on over to the other side. Temptation all around, and it breaks your heart to live a life so close yet so far apart. When the chance arrives, you run and hide back toward the comfort of the other side. Chance to live the easy life. When you want to have it all, and I pay the price. When life's desires start to control your mind, that's when you're looking back toward the other side. goes again for me. These things are firing memories all around me. Out of sight and out of my mind, these things I have to remember the time and save something. Save my collection of 45s and birthday cards of years gone by, a family grudge. Don't even remember why. It's still better than nothing. Everybody save something. These photographs I keep with me in the attic, with my memories are gonna find me. When I found my old CDs, I felt they had this energy. I'm glad I saved something. All these books I never read, my old guitar, strung and polished, clean, and clothes I've worn throughout the seasons. You know, we're saving those feelings. Everybody save something. Everybody save something. Everybody save something. Good thing I saved those memories instead of the receipt from the night I met you. It's a time I always go back to. Before I learned I can't save you. Wonder why we say what we do. You should know I saved something. Everybody save something. Even in this song I saved something. Everybody save 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 something. Talking to you. You were texting the whole way through. Re-explain that this wasn't because of you. Looked up like you already knew. Started to drive my car. Stepped into the world of girls going too far. Still testing me over and over and over and over again. Got to teach the laundry soon. Add that to my list of my jobs to do. Dishes may take a bit longer, so you don't dirty your hands too soon. Staring, you're too young. Still feeling that I'm not doing my job. Still try it over and over and over and over again. Just getting me back to New Orleans. See our home DVDs. You'd see what I mean. But now you're busy answering your Call of Duty. escaping into TV. You're moving further away at about the speed as we're growing up anyway. My mind goes over it over and over and over and over again. So let's kick back together, find the cool summer weather. It's where I wanna be over and over and over and over again. Like when we were back in New Orleans. It's all the things my dad taught me. It's a mixture of time and chemistry. It's habits you form and safe harbors you need. It seems that's where life's found me. It's hard to be hard on you. Even harder to teach that lesson to you. Since you've learned this art in school, what better way to get through to you? From voice to MP3, from my heart to a song on your iPod screen. I hope you stream it there over and over and over and over again. Though you're getting old for sleepovers, and our pancake days will be over. I'll be there for you over and over and over and over again, to help you find your own New Orleans. When you're all tired out, look at yourself caught planning ways to spend all of your dough. You're thinking so hard about how to look best, you know. It's like watching your life turning into a comedy show. Simplest rule of them all. The only one that holds true through all that you do, and the only one that you need to get back to. I can't put any ears that I say, just be you. Got your eyes and some wheels to impress all your friends, and then a bigger house electricity. 'Cause when the payments come due, you won't have those friends to turn to. Now I'm not saying those things are not meant for you, but just by being yourself, the reward is one that is true. Then all the good things in life will be sitting there waiting for you. You see, it's time to get back to the simplest rule of them all. The only one that holds true through all that you do. It's come time to get back to the oldest international truth. It can't be said any easier than to tell you to just be you. It can't be put any easier than to say to just be you. Don't take too many. It's in my DNA. First you do what you have to. No time for games. It's who I am today. From that do as I say. Been through so much healing, but it won't go away. I'll take another, he says to her. Just a little darker, a little deeper rub. Hey, who is this guy and why can't it be me? Listen to yourself again. They're all you, don't you see? What will my alter ego do? What will my alter ego do? Much brighter when I live for the day. Indulge on my riches, even as they wash away. This close and far away, which one is true? I was just about to tell you what I really want to do. It's what my alter ego do. Tell me what to do. I feel so guilty, so stop me now.
Don't stop.
I'm done believing till you show me how. Lost in my perception of this too much to do. Wait, Mr. Alter Ego, what did I just do? This me and my other ego.
man, this is a circle 4.
Green grass beneath me, blue sky so clearly, yellow sun surrounds me, taking in the beauty. Love it when you indigo with me. Tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color. It's a red letter day.
Ripped jeans and white tee, we'll take the MG. Feeling good and plenty, just look and you'll see. Rainbows are always meant to be. Tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color. It's a red letter day.
It's all in Bitcoin, in San Junipero. It's on the blockchain and Hyperlogo. It's in the sim, it's all or nothing. Circle 444, this is really something. It's on the ship and in the vault. We don't need no passports, it ain't our fault. Let's take the golf cart, get on the runway. We'll paint this town and make the most of today.
I feel the sun, you feel the vibe. The top is down, go for a ride. To the beach or to the club. A day like this just feels like love. We're all together, we're circle 4. This is the day we've been waiting for. So feel the beat and see the hue. It's a red letter day for me and you. Tell me what color, 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 tell me what color. It's a red letter day. Tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color. It's a red letter day. Tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color. It's a red letter day. Tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color, tell me what color. It's a red letter day.
Yeah, man.
Settled in and we're wondering how much of this is real. So many good times in such a short time. So much of this I feel. About as clear as you, about as far as you, about as real as you are to me now. We left again both with a smile and thinking, where are we taking this to? As the walls are crumbling, the leaves are falling, all I can think to say that's true. Are those moments when I'm close to you, when our eyes see through, is where I wanna be with you. Where the bad times make for good times, how we lose track of time. And when shortfalls are our windfalls, juggling all that's in our lives. The part that should fit goes right with it, as our lives become untwined. That uncharted terrain, but nothing here's the same for neither you nor me. I have the sense the parts that don't make sense is what's changing history. The feeling when I'm close to you, when we lock on to, both watch the clock be 10:02. like when yesterday is like years away. How we enjoy this moment in time. How we mix it, seems to fix it. Rewrite our lessons learned in life. Fight a loss, share it, still understand it, and choose the path we want in life. Even superheroes need saving too, and I share your fears that I can't do it for you. Let's just live out each moment in time like we're starting over new.
All right, friends, we are coming back. We have another game. I gotta set this up. I'll be right there. All right, guys, this is round. Ooh, don't hit the table. Round 6. Round 6. Uh-oh. Where'd my thing go? I just like up and lost my little thing. Okay. I just lost my little name thing. Thank you. All right, we got David at all right, and I'll get Phillips up in a second. All right, I have no idea where my little other name tag went, but we'll make it work. Ooh. Paste, wrong button. Duplicate. All right, we have Philip at Sister C Valenmouth. Okay, hi everyone. We are ready to rockin' for round 6. This is the last round of the Swiss, and win and in. We have to go 5-1 on today to make it to day 2, and these players are both 4-1. So this is a very important game for these two players. We had David on the stream earlier, and he came out on top. If I remember right, I think so. Maybe. Thanks, Dave. I don't know if I need the luck. I think Philip and David need the most luck right now. But yeah. Great. So I'm looking at Shadows Sanctum Untamed. I'm looking at Sanctum Untamed Brobnar, so it's a Shadows versus Brobnar difference, and that's Steel versus Board. What's gonna happen? I don't know. I don't really remember what's in David's deck. Maybe it'll come back to me as we go through the game. I don't know. But remember, build your board, get your amber, pressure the opponent. David's sitting on 4 Brobnar cards. He's not going to mulligan that. And Philip, I think he's going first, judging how he has 7 cards, and debating his mulligan. Remember, if you're going first, you get to mulligan really for a card, and a mulligan doesn't hurt nearly as bad. Let's move this over here. This is a stressful round for the two of them, and thanks again to them for agreeing to be on stream. It's a stressful thing. Being on stream can make it even more stressful, and yeah. Okay, so Philip does take the mulligan, and I think that's probably fine. He is going first. It's not the end of the world to take a mulligan going first. It's almost preferred. Yeah. It's probably a good thing that he took a mulligan if he thinks he needed it. All right, so he starts with Baron McGavin. Yeah, great body first turn. I'm not mad at it, especially after a mulligan. But here comes David. He's gonna play a bunch of Brobnar cards. Yeah, this is a strong open from David. 3 cards. Oh, he's holding First Blood, which is nice. If Philip plays no more creatures, First Blood's going to do 6 damage and get Baron. But, you know, that probably won't happen. Philip's going to play some guys and give a good First Blood target to David. And David has 3, bodies that are hard to take care of immediately. So maybe that'll be a good way to... David can put the pressure on a lot quicker than Philip. What's Philip sitting on? Seems like he's sitting on a bunch of Sanctum cards, which is nice because he's got the Baron already. And the Baron could fight into that 3. I don't think he's elusive. He might be. The Shaman certainly isn't, but, I reap. Not everyone reaps. I like to reap. Reap. Get Amber, win the game. What's he going to do? He does reap. Oh, no, he fights into the Shaman. You see? Manage the board, whatever. You're not winning the game that way, man. Barrister Joya. Here's Aubin the Grim. Oh, you're not going to hold him for capture, right? Okay, yeah. He captures Amber when he comes in, but you can't hold him. Martyr's End. Ooh, so you get an Amber for the card. And how many guys are you going to sack? 0? 0 seems like what you're going to do. Yeah, just get the Amber. I don't think you need to sack bodies yet. Double Martyr's End. Okay, that's a little bit dissynergistic, but we're fine. Philip, your board has 3 guys. David's has 2. Don't throw that advantage away. That's fine. But how does David respond? So that First Blood in his hand, it doesn't actually kill... Oh, it'll kill the Baron. That's fine. And then Lollop can come in and kill Barrister Joya, which is also a good play. But is David going to go with the Brobnar route again? I think he drew another Brobnar card. I think it's like a Bingle Bang Bang or something. I don't know. As long as it's a red card, I think David playing Brobnar again is a fine turn. Remember, cards plus board. 4 Brobnar cards is probably more than the 4 other cards in his hand. And it gets more value out of the First Blood because it only gets value right now. He's going to do just enough to the Baron to kill it, and leave, it's going to take the shield off of Barrister Joya. Or maybe off of Aubade, who knows. You get 4 damage to split up as you want. You gotta do 4 damage, at least 3 damage to the Baron. Oh, what's he doing? Is he doing a little bit of fighting or something? So he's leaving the Baron on the table. Interesting. And trading his other Brobnar body for it. I guess he doesn't want to be playing Brobnar anymore. He just got his Brobnar value over 2 turns. He doesn't need to play Brobnar for a little while, so there's no use in keeping the guy around. That's a fine play. I'm a fan of that. Huh. I wonder where he goes from here. we go into Sanctum again. So Philip, this is his third Sanctum turn. I mean, he's drawing the blue cards, so it's fine. But, you know, he's not going to be getting value out of them for very long. He's getting his Amber, he's smiting, because 6 twice is 12, which kills the Lollop, which is a good use of the Baron guy. McGivern? That's his name, right? I think so. Oh, right, so David goes Opal Knight. I love Opal Knight. Opal Knight drops in, he's a 5, and he kills all even-powered creatures. So you can really get some really one-sided board wipes with that guy. And then he plays the Grey Rider to ready and fight, but hey, there's no one to fight, so I get to reap. What a good turn. Both just jockeying for position, because sure, Philip lost his whole board, but after 3 Sanctum turns, he probably doesn't have many. Oh, he does have Sanctum cards in his hand. That's too bad. Philip would have been totally fine going with more Sanctum here if he had drawn more Sanctum, and then that filters his hand to be other houses. But we're not, that's not what's happening. Untamed comes down, Mighty Tiger and Grovekeeper. Play your cards, do what they do, but like, killing the Grey Rider is a really good value here. Mighty Tiger was an important play, because otherwise, Mighty Tiger, Opal Knight is great to fight with because he doesn't lose any value. I wonder what that artifact is. I think it's a Hollowed Shield. It gives you a Shield of Justice for one guy, so that with Grey Rider is rough. Oh, wow. David is saving Take Hostages. Maybe, so that might be worth it. It is a choice that he made. I don't make that choice, but playing it only gets you to 5, not 6. And he thought he was going to be fighting twice that turn. He didn't think that he was going to lose his Grey Rider. So you fight with the Opal Knight, you take an Amber. You Grey Rider, you fight again with the Opal Knight, and you get Philip off of a key. So there is a reason that he would hold the Take Hostages, but, you know, he's thinking really hard about it. And I think that's a little bit too deep in the rabbit hole. I don't think it's a good play. But, you know, this is his choice. And it could be an important card that comes around, because that Opal Knight still can capture. Well, unless that's a Proclamation. I don't want him to move that out of the glare. I am going to find out what that is, though. I gotta find out what that is. Hold on. Yep, that's a Hollowed Shield. It's Shield of Justice for one guy for one turn, which is a little bit rough. Seeing as that lets Philip have his key. Yeah, I think David holding the Take Hostages, he had a plan, but I don't think that plan panned out. I don't think he drew it either. Alright, so we Glimmer for getting an Amber. That seems great to me. It's like a Dust Pixie, but with more utility. But it has to be Alpha. It's fine. Exhaust your Sanctum guy because you have a Sanctum artifact on the board. That seems like a good play. Now that Take Hostages feels really silly now, doesn't it, David? Oh, Grasping Vines is very rough. He's going to play it right down. He has to go Sanctum now, but getting hit with both Grasping Vines and losing a key on that turn. Or Philip getting a key, getting Grasping Vines, getting Persistence Hunting. Like, it's really rough for David. And he has to play both of his Prince Derricks and the Eye of the Traitor. So I do remember those cards. David wasn't able to get the Prince Derrick off this game, and that's actually a big deal. Had David been able to get all those 6 Amber, that's a big play for him. But he didn't, so oh well. He is at 6 Amber now, so maybe he can forge. And if he doesn't lose his board to... Like, Philip doesn't want to go Untamed again. He's been Sanctum, Sanctum, Sanctum. Untamed, Untamed, I think, so far. He doesn't want to go Untamed again. So he has to have an answer for Eye of the Traitor, or she's going to reap for 1 and steal 2. That's very tough. Philip does have the Nepenthe Seed, so any answer that he might have or have played, it's an option. He could Persistence Hunting again with the Nepenthe Seed, and that's probably a fine play. Just that on board is 4 Amber. Or you just wipe the board out. Oof. He still keeps the Traitor. Agatha the Traitor. Whatever. Agatha Traitor is an L5R card. That's Agatha the Traitor. And that's a very strong card here. And it lives under the Spirit's Way. Oh, no it doesn't. It dies to Merrick the Marked. And Philip gets him off of the key. That is a huge turn for Philip. He kills the board that David has been trying to build towards, and he stops David's key. That is a rough, rough turn for David. Huh. David just can't get his Sanctum board to stick. Maybe that's probably a big part of Philip's deck here, is that there's a lot of utility here. The Spirit's Way, the Glimmer is really good. The Grey Rider comes down now. There's some capture in there. He had the Abed the Grim for capture. He had the Baron McGavin for capture. Yeah, that's a very strong deck. Okay, so David actually does get to forge on a fancy Chota play. So good for him. Yeah, he plays some cards and gets he goes Reap. He's at 5. He goes Reap. He goes Way of the Porcupine, which is 7 Amber, and then he plays Chota. So he does get the key off, which is a big play for David because now, first of all, he can't get stolen from or captured from. That's important. But also, now he's tied with Philip for keys. So they're both the same amount of days away, same amount of turns away from winning. Okay, so how does Philip respond to this? David played the Dusk Witch, and everyone knows that you gotta kill the Dusk Witch, you're just gonna lose. Oh, so yeah, do you bounce the you certainly bounce the Dusk Witch, but both Darna and Chota have play effects. I bounced the Chota there because Chota is a key cheat, and you're not gonna lose on Chota. He has to build up a whole bunch of Amber to make that happen again. Darna gets you Amber, sometimes. You can set it up that way, and I don't know. But Philip being able to play 1, 2, 3 bodies that turn along with the Lights Out and the Hideaway Hole, I guess he has been crafting that Shadow's Hand since turn 1, so I'm actually not surprised. But he does get Lights Out into the Life Web. Ooh, is that a Dusk Witch too? Okay, so now Philip is also threatening the Dusk Witch. If David ever plays more than 2 guys in a turn, he's going to get both Life Webbed and hit with Dusk Witch. And yeah, David's like, okay, well, ooh, David's holding a Life Web. Fight with Chota. Yep, this is why I don't like bouncing the Darna. You fight with Chota into the Grey Rider. If you bounce Chota, then he has to come down and lose you an Amber. But now Chota gets to fight, and Darna gets value. Marmoth Swarm comes down, which is rather good. But Life Web, this is the big one here. Life Web stealing 2 is a big play for David. Little does know he's about to get stolen back from with the same Life Web, but you know. If Philip goes with an Untamed turn, is he going to be able to kill the Dusk Witch? He's going to play his own Dusk Witch, but I guess I would Nepentine Seed for the Mighty Tiger that we saw earlier. And here he goes. He's looking at his discard pile saying, okay, which tools do I have to stop this Dusk Witch? Really, he has Nepentine Seed, so getting rid of the Dusk Witch shouldn't be so bad. You can even Bullet Eye to get rid of it. He actually has a lot of options this turn to get rid of that Dusk Witch. And the other 3 creatures aren't super threatening, but remember, David did forge a key, so he is actually ahead right now. I do think Philip has the better board state, though. His board texture is a little bit better. Right, the Bullet Eye and the Nepentine Seed are both very good options here to kill the Dusk Witch, or you can do something weird like, here comes Grey Rider, fights with the second guy into the Dusk Witch also. That's a real play. Oh, and you know what? That Redlock that might be a real play, because each of those gains you an Amber when you don't play a bunch of creatures. I think it's like if you play no creatures, you gain 1 Amber. But there's 2 of them, so you can do if Philip could do a whole turn of events, then he just events during his turn, actions and artifacts. Then hey, I think he gets a bunch of Amber and he threatens a key. So yeah, where does Philip go? And this is a very pivotal turn for Philip. He's really thinking hard about how he's going to pop his Nepentine Seed, which option he's going to get to. He knows he's going to kill the Dusk Witch. That's totally doable. Which way to do it best? Which house should I call? There are a lot of the Nepentine Seed gives you so many options that you really have to think about which way to do it. So yeah, I think Untamed is the right call because you get your Life Web, which feels bad for David, man. Like, he just got a Life Web and he got Life Web back in Untamed. Glimmer will Reap. Okay. And what's the choice? Is it Tiger? I think it's Tiger. Yep. Tiger to hand, Tiger to board, kills Duskwitch. Very, very good card. Mighty Tiger is a champion. What a good removal. 4 damage on play in Untamed with regrowth and, like, it's not just 4 damage, but it's 4 damage but you can regrow for. Very, very good card. I think he's a rare, though. He's also on, like, every chain tracker in Untamed. He's got a cool art. He's fighting an alligator. And he's just, like, a tiger, right? Like, it's a mighty tiger. That's all it is. Okay, so we've done a graveyard check, a discard check. And David is now reassessing. Okay, I never got my Duskwitch, but he's holding 4 Brobnar. He hasn't done Brobnar since turn 1 and 2, but, like, that's fine. Pop the Hideaway Hole. So Hideaway Hole, you pop it. Action, Omni, get rid of it. And all of your guys become elusive for a turn. Most of Philip's guys already are elusive, but hey, now they're like extra elusive. And Philip can almost guarantee going into his next turn that he's going to have a strong following turn. Okay, so I got a shout out from my boy Mighty Tiger in the chat, in our Discord chat. Mighty Tiger is a champion, the card and the player. Shoutouts to you. Alright, David, you're staring down a Duskwitch. You're staring down a not very good texture board. It's 3 shadows, 3 untamed, 1 Merrick. So your delta is actually even if you want to just reap a bunch. I don't think you're going to do that though, because that doesn't kill the Duskwitch. You have to fight into the Duskwitch twice to kill it, and you're showing Brobnar cards. How are you going to do that? Are you going to play a Bingo Bang Bang, hope it lives, and then try to fight get that into the Duskwitch? That could be that could cost you the game. Cards coming down with haste, not untapped, is so good in this game. I mean, I've played enough speed sigils to know that the benefit you get is not just the fact that you can do it right now, but you don't have to pay the pseudo cost of declaring that house again to get that card's activation. You get it right now, and it's not symmetrical. Oh, what a good card Duskwitch is. It demands you kill it. And David really doesn't want to go untamed here. He wants to play his Brobnar cards. He wants to put bodies on the board to fight this big board from Philip. And he's afraid that if he does that, he's not going to get enough out of it. Can I play Rustnar? Actually, if we think back, I think he had the turn 2 Rustnar after his own Duskwitch, which cost him the game there. He didn't have the Ganger Chieftain. He had the Ganger Chieftain combo, which he didn't go for. And maybe he's thinking right now, can I really do another 1-turn Rustnar play? And here we go. We have Darna Reaping to heal off Chota. That seems pretty good to me. That's what she does. She's supposed to heal guys. Marauder Swarm's got to get in there. You got to hit the Duskwitch. You have no choice. You're gonna get bullet eyes. It's gonna feel bad. Next turn, David, you're gonna lose. Oh, you're also gonna lose a key. That's actually a bigger deal. I haven't mentioned that. David's also staring down 6 Amber, and he really needs to stop Philip's key. So what is that? Double fight? Yep. Play the Rustnar. Be sad. You're losing a key. You're gonna lose your board, and he's gonna maybe even put you in check again. I could see Philip just playing Shadows, reaping 3 times, and playing maybe a card, and then the 2 red locks are gonna get him a bunch of Amber too. And I almost guarantee you that if Duskwitch was on the board, it would have been even worse. Actually, you know, maybe there's a line where the red locks and the Duskwitch offset each other, and the Amber that you would gain from the Duskwitch is equal to the Amber that you would gain from Redlock, and the wrong move was to play. Was to kill the Duskwitch. I don't know. I want to see Philip's hand. Not going to get up and go look at it. I just want him to like flash the camera. Come on, Philip, show me your hand. Oh well. But I think if Philip were to just reap on Shadows and pass, that's still a fine turn. He gets a kill out of Bullet Eye. He gets 3 Amber from reaping, and he gets the red lock triggers. That's really good in my book. Hey, I wouldn't mind fighting with the red locks. They have Skirmish, I think, so they can fight into the Darna and the Chota pretty well. And then Bullet Eye would kill either the Marmo Swarm or the Rustnar. Rustnar is not a threat. You don't have any artifacts, Philip. You popped them all for reasonably good effect. But Philip, if you could threaten... Okay, so he's going Shadows. Bullet Eye reaps, takes out Rustnar. Oh yeah. That's the one. There you go. Got it. Okay. gets you an amber. Red locks are also going to reap. Yeah, Broderick, like, I'm actually thinking about that right now. And here it is. So the amber from special delivery, and then both red locks are going to get him to 6. That is a huge play from Philip. And David not only gave up his Brobner turn to do that, he also gave up the key, and that's a big deal. Notice him discarding Mac the Knife, which is a great card, and doesn't have it. David should have maybe played the Brobner turn. Good game. David would have drawn more cards, maybe would have found an answer, but Philip was significantly ahead. Good game to both competitors. Bravo. All right, that's it. Philip, you're in day 2. I hope I don't see you because your deck is scary. David, good games, and thank you for being on the stream twice. I'll pop back over here. Maybe I can get some friends on the stream. Yeah, that was it. That was a brutal, brutal game. Very oppressive by Philip's side, but you know, that's how it goes. Congratulations to Philip and everyone else who made day 2. Stick around on the stream for a little bit. I'm gonna keep this rolling. I'm gonna go to try to find Carson. We're going to get an interview with him. If you have any questions about this game for the head judge, now's the time to ask me to ask him. I've got to get the questions approved, and I've got a couple here already. But also, he's just a nice guy. Get him on camera. Say hi to him. Then you know his face, so when you go to a tournament, you can say hi to him and know who's making all these rulings on the spot. I'm Codameron. I'll be right back. All right. Capo, I'm happy to do it. I love doing it. I love making the stream happen. I love talking to people about this game. I'm gonna keep the stream running a little bit. We're almost at 2 hours for this segment, but if you want to stick around, there's no more games today. There will be games tomorrow. Tune into the stream. I'll be playing. I won't be casting, and I might be on stream. I don't know. Depends on how well I do. Maybe I don't want to stream my first round game because, you know, maybe I'll get other round games. I don't know. I do want to stream the top tables, if they'll let me. We'll see. But congratulations to everyone who made it today too. Stick around if you want to watch my interview with Carson, the head judge at these tournaments. We'll be back at the end of the round. This song has such a good guitar solo. I love this song.
her try to pretend, but she can no longer hide. Her needs in life outweigh how she feels inside. Her body takes control of fire bruising her eyes. She wanders into the night and tries again not to see, but I know she believes. But I know she believes. She says she'll make it someday. She examines the room for signs of fortune and fame that she can cling on to. Cause when the money was low, she'll do what it takes to get by. She goes far enough to be almost too close to see, but I know she believes. But I know she believes. But I know she believes. Just before you're convinced it's not worth your time, you see something to change your mind. Cause I've known her long, there's a part of her deep inside that's just like me. So her obsession lives on for someone else to provide the things a woman must have to live a comfortable life. She can't keep on searching for the one that she thinks she needs. I will go on waiting for another girl who has, but I know she believes. But I know she believes. She believes. Boy'd stay home from school, he'd hang out in the park and try to act real cool. He just didn't know some things you just have to do. But it wasn't too long before someone came to see that Eddie was somewhere he was not supposed to be. They said, little boy, you have to follow the rules. Grows older with the thoughtless mind to obey what he's told, which was fine at the time, except this one day when he did Isaac his knee. He said she's a girl from another town that Eddie wasn't supposed to be seen hanging around. He knew there was something there, but he became confused, cause he learned that you just can't break the rules. You just can't
answer would be if it was only okay to spend time with Christine. I'm sorry, but rules are rules. There's not much you can do. But one day I heard from his friend named Jim, who was in the same situation as him, except Jim does whatever he wants to do. And he said that you just can't, you just can't break the rules. You just can't break the rules. And Eddie moved aside to watch Jim walk by so that he could cross that city line. He watched Jim embrace. He saw a smile light up Jim's face. Eddie knows Christine won't be around if he doesn't decide what he's gonna do. The question arose in Eddie's mind, is the rule of law or something passed down in time? It seems that they've already decided for you. They said that you just can't break the rules. You just can't break the rules. You just can't break the rules. You just can't.
What are you doing? You can't break the rules.
You just can't break the rules now.
Sand through my hands, past the weight of aging on where we stand. It's the waiting game that drives me insane, but the destination I don't want to obtain. It's all wrapped up in styrofoam, the next thing that makes a house a home. It's the journey's end, we don't pretend, and too far along for new old friends, you see. These things take runway. It'll all be okay as long as I keep it all on the runway. The games we don't have time to play, relationships that drift away. Today's chicken soup that feeds our soul, the joy I still get from rock and roll. Hair on my face, I still on a screen. A milestone, yeah, for something else achieved. No time aside for us to grow. Our brothers that I may never know love me. You see, we're all on our runway. okay as long as it all stays on the runway. The desire still lives inside of me, and the things in the dark I don't wanna see. Rock Island's flooded in alcohol. The greatest gift's getting through it all. The hangover just needs time. We exercise, we justify just to breathe. Travel so much runway. Achieved the status quo. The illusion we were taught was so supply and demand. We face ahead, just buy from Amazon Prime instead. Pass each moment with the love of my life. The runway it took to get this right. It's the fleeting moments before our eyes. Anticipation for the next surprise. We count again in 7 years. What evaporates, what disappears. This edge of time. Machine will click. Best to reach out, grab hold of it while there's still time. While there's still time on this runway. Everything's okay. Hey, don't worry. There's still plenty of runway. But I feel y'all let me explain how I already know that you know that we're both battling change. And just about over with disguising our fear. Show emotions that reveal how we should appear. It's time to cut on through this everyday grind. Pleasing all the people all the time. This meeting through friends of friends, is it the only way? Can your past help you believe in what I'm trying to say? To feel the feeling of being close to someone. To live our childhood dreams with us floating around. Stop communicating through metaphors. Make karma a driving force. Understand for me what I'm trying to do. Is to feel the feeling inside of me grounded. So much of my life that I want to convey. Back from you in the very same way. Share without fear of being alienated. Now listen to friends' advice on how to get acquainted. It's not a case of therapeutic medication. It's just a refreshing reorientation. Not risk blowing it and ending up a fool. Is the chance just to be grounded. gone through all of life's extremes. Sociology to Chanel and all that's in between. When have I ever played by the rules? Why should I obey what not to do? Is this real or illusion? This Endymion blue? This desire for me to be grounded together, just to be grounded in you. How many more miles till I can feel grounded in you? said leave her alone. It'd be just another waste of our time. But then there was that kiss goodbye and a promise of 20 years or less. How could I forget? Remember there was something there, something you can't really see. As the thoughts of long ago were fading away, and life takes us further from what we wanna do. You let me look again through the panoramic view. Things have been tough and I've had about enough, but I always seem to fall from what I believe. 4 years ago I just didn't know, not sure what I'm supposed to see. That's where you helped me. You see, I'm at this fork in the road, and I'm afraid of where one way may lead. But then you open my eyes and help me look through the panoramic view. Someday we're gonna take that walk on the beach, that swim in the pool. I've gotta be ready, you better be too. 'Cause there's a place waiting for us with the panoramic view.
lives do too. My hands wait to touch you. Memories remain of a dream come true. And a friend, if only he knew. One thing I won't forget. As I try again to take that look from me. There's something they can never, never see. Cause only you and I can look through the panoramic view. Much warmer on this brighter side of the sun. This journey in learning.
All right, we are back, and I'm here with JR real quick. JR is from which podcast?
Archon's Corner.
Archon's Corner, from the Wookiee. Sending his Ryan's regards.
Yep.
Couldn't be here today buying a house.
Yep. Ryan Zutello, the Wookiee.
But shout outs to you guys because you guys make a good podcast. How'd you do today?
Not very good. I didn't have a great deck, but that's okay.
You have a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time. I met a lot of really great people and enjoyed myself.
Fantastic. I'm waiting right now for the last round just ended.
Yep.
The last couple of games are wrapping up, and Carson's gonna come over here when he's all wrapped up and finished, and gonna do a little bit of an interview with us.
Sounds like
but yeah, thank you for stopping by. Thanks for sending your regards.
Appreciate it.
All right, everyone. I'm looking at Carson right now. I'm giving him an eye, and hopefully he'll come over. I got a couple questions, and really, really cool guy. Really, a really good guy to talk to for rules of the game. He knows them inside and out, and he rules on them. He gave me a really cool ruling today. So let's say I play standardized testing. Standardized testing says you kill every biggest creature and every smallest creature, but biggest creature is the one we care about in this example. Uh-oh. Is my stream dead? I hope not. Need to make sure that I'm still on. Yeah, I'm still on. Okay. So, standardized testing says you kill each biggest and each smallest creature. If I have a creature that has a Soul Keeper on it, Soul Keeper is an upgrade that says destroyed, kill the opponent's largest creature. So what happens if my Soul Catcher, so as I'm being destroyed, right, on my little creature, the destroy trigger will happen before the creatures all leave the battlefield. The Soul Catcher will kill your biggest creature, right? Let's say it's a Dominator or something. So now your Dominator's dead. Does standardized testing target a new creature? The answer is no. The answer is that standardized testing checks and targets all of its creatures all at once, and then it doesn't recalibrate for any other reasons. It just targets them, because otherwise then you have some weird effects where like things would get bounced and then things would get retargeted. It would be no good. But yeah, That's a cool ruling that he just gave me pretty much on the spot. But he says, yeah, that's actually a really good, really cool ruling. You are allowed to be double targeted, and the target basically fizzles. Round 6 standings are posted. I'll take a picture of that. I'll post it on the Discord, just to make sure that people know who got into day 2. Let me take a picture of that right now before it gets crowded. All right, let's see who's in day 2 with yours truly. We have Aaron Glance, Philip Horney, Nathan Corey Than Westlake. So Aaron is the only 6-0. Nathan Westlake got in. Josh got in. Alex got in. Hold on, sit with me. We'll talk about that in a minute. Remind me your name one more time?
Chad.
Chad. This is my new buddy Chad. Chad, where are you from?
I'm from Cleveland area.
And Chad, tell me how you did today. We've been talking about this. I know the answer.
I did very poorly today.
You won a game.
I did win a game, and it was super hard fought. I think I finally played a game. I played the deck correctly. It took everything I had. And we eked it out.
I want to talk about this deck. This is the antenna that records Leisure. Chad has bequeathed this deck to me because I think there are things to be learned from this deck. I want to play it on stream. I want to play it somewhere.
I want to see it played well.
Yeah, and this deck is wacky. It is double Tesmal, double Streak with a Rocket Boots for the Tesmals. It's got a Time Traveler. It's got Extinction and what was the card? There's a Lash. There's double Exhume in here, but there's a Curator with a bunch of artifacts, but there's no board. This deck has no board control.
None. Standardized testing and Sunrise Racket, but unfortunately, all my creatures are 2s.
Standardized testing basically wipes your own board.
Yep.
So
I have a Wretched Doll for some board control, one every other turn.
Right. So is this a good deck? I don't know, but I'm excited to have been put in its custody and figure out how this thing works.
I will be excited to watch you make that deck work.
Yeah, Chad, it's been a great time meeting you. Congratulations on winning a game. Oh, you too, man.
Thanks, man.
Say hi to your son. What's your son's name?
Jackson.
Shout out to Jackson.
Hey, buddy, wish you were here.
I hear Jackson's at a Boy Scout camp and doing real well.
Yep, but he wishes he was here.
I know, we wish he was here. Is he coming for Gen Con?
He'll be here for Gen Con.
Awesome, we'll see him on Gen Con. We'll have him on stream or something, I don't know.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh, he would love that.
He would.
Fantastic. Jackson, you're invited. If you want to cast a game, you're invited for that too. Alright, so, it's been great to meet you, man.
You too, man. Make it work.
Talk to you soon.
Have a good con.
Generosity, that was the name. There's a Generosity in here. What does this deck do? I don't know, we're going to find out.
Enjoy.
Still waiting on Carson.
Oh, okay. Let's get into a pod where I can have some fun.
See, I told you to put you on camera.
That's awesome. Thanks. You won a game. It was at time. It was basically not a tie, but I mean, technically at time I was looking forward to the next round. But wow, that was
I wonder if there's any way that I can get Carson here faster. I almost got him during the lunch break, but that didn't happen. I was busy eating lunch.
Boy, friends with James Smith over there. Keep telling him.
Shout out to Burger Tokens. Burger Tokens makes great tokens, and I just got their clear deck boxes, the perfect fit deck boxes. The sleeved ones are a little bit gratuitous. I don't need 25 sleeved decks that I waste my sleeves on. But I got them because I do like to have the nice package of I can kind of toss this around, look at the list still. It's very nice. But the small ones are great. Carson, great to see you. Come sit. Everybody, I would like to introduce you to Carson. What's your last name, Carson?
Guy.
Carson Guy?
Yeah.
All right, this Carson Guy over here, he's the head judge of the North American Keyforge or something?
With the exception of Atlanta, I've marshaled every U.S.-based Vault tour.
Yeah, and that's the one I was at, so that's why I didn't meet you. Anyway, I've met you now, and I wanted to just introduce you to the people. I wanted to introduce you to anyone who's watching. Tell me about how'd you get into Keyforge, and I don't know, what are you doing here?
So I expressed interest in judging Seattle. So
yeah,
no worries.
You're good.
I expressed interest in judging Seattle, the first Vault tour based on the U.S.
And I had a few friends that trusted my knowledge of the game, and they put me in the martial position, and I've been rolling in it ever since.
Yeah, and you do a great job on it. We've had a lot of good conversations. We've hung out a little bit, where just your knowledge of the game is, you have a very good grasp of knowledge in this game, as you need to. And really, a lot of the things that happen here go through you. I just talked about the standardized testing Soulkeeper ruling that we just talked about, which is a great ruling. And I've got 3 questions here that we just talked about. We've been talking about them all day. We talked about them a little bit last night, and I got them from my chat. So the big news of this tournament is Archimedes and a border. Let's just call it Unlocked Gateway. Talk to me about the interaction between those 2 cards.
Yeah, so the Archimedes question was a super good one. Ever since the set came out, it's been one of the most pressing questions of the whole set. The question of Archimedes versus a board wipe has boiled down to how many times does the game check for destroyed effects when lethality is assigned to creatures. What it looked like is when a board wipe is assigned, the game checks for destroyed effects, and each judge basically fell on the side of a coin flip. A judge either believed that the game only checked once and believed that only Archimedes' neighbors got archived, myself included. The others believed that the game checked continuously, and that as Archimedes' neighbors swooped in when the battle line filled from those 2 neighbors getting archived, they gained the destroyed effect, and there's a point in the game
This is specifically because the destroyed trigger happens before all the creatures leave the battlefield officially.
Exactly. This is because destroyed effects happen immediately before creatures leave play.
Right.
And so there's a point in time where Archimedes' immediate neighbors have left.
Yeah.
And 2 new creatures have swooped in and gained that destroyed ability.
He's got new neighbors now.
Exactly. And after talking with Brad yesterday about that specific interaction, he leaned heavily on the side of rules as written versus rules as intended. And since those, and also confirmed that the game does in fact check continuously. So as this, 2 new creatures swoop in and gain the destroyed effect, the game does see them and the destroyed effect and archives them as well. Repeat for any number of Archimedes.
And if in the case that this is happening on an Unlocked Gateway, then the entire board save for Archimedes gets zippered in. And that's really cool. And I don't want your input on this point, but I've made this point before, and that is, this is a weird ruling. It is, if you're trying to go out and look for a deck, or you're trying to pull a deck, you have a cool deck that does this, we just put out an episode on what if that gets errated. And I'm not saying that there's any chance that this gets errated, or any chance this won't get errated, but this is the sort of thing that, like, it looks kind of weird. And I don't want your input on this as a representative of FFG, but from my very biased, very community standpoint, take this with a grain of salt, but you are going to do some cool things for the near future with this card, in this interaction.
And to be clear, I don't represent FFG organized play.
Right.
I'm just contracted with Cascade Games to marshal these events.
Right. Anyway, just to get that out of the way. The next one is Knowledge No Drone. That's a card that says Purge. There are a couple cards in this set that says Purge any number of archived cards to do a cool thing. What happens if can you purge your opponent's cards? And there's another follow-up question to that we talked about.
Yeah. So yes, you off of No Drone, you can purge one of your opponent's archived cards. I gained a lot of insight with the conversation I had with Brad yesterday. He heavily values rules as written versus rules as intended.
Excellent.
So when he read the card, he confirmed for me, yes, it can archive an opponent's archives.
Right.
Or purge an opponent's cards in their archives.
So, okay, so here's the follow-up question, which we talked about also, is that there are a couple cards that archive your opponent's cards, Sample Collection, a Collector Worm.
Yes.
If I purge those cards, they don't get purged because they go to your hand instead, right?
That is correct.
So the wording on those cards is when they leave the archive, they go to the owner's hand instead. So those don't get purged when you do that effect from either archive pile. Now the real question is, do you still get the extra triggers?
You do not. Since they have not been considered to have been purged, any effects such as gain and never have purged, if they are purged, do not occur.
So this is a crazy rabbit hole of what ifs, but since the cost of purging this thing has not occurred, the additional effects don't happen.
Correct.
Very, very hard ruling, and hard ruling to understand, hard ruling to get, and very easy to mess up. So again, this right now is not official, but he's a pretty official guy. take that back to your locals, but don't sue either of us over any rules lawyering you try to do. The last thing we want to talk about was the text yours, and do something as if it were yours. You have words on that, right?
Yeah. So there's a shadow creature that when you play it, it goes to your opponent's battle line. And
It's Scowly Caper.
correct. Whenever a card has yours, it is always referencing the controller. So in the case of, I forgot the name again, but that card, when it's played, your opponent is now the controller. So the your on that card references that opponent, and its ability will trigger at the end of their turn.
Right. And the one I wanted to ask you about, that's a thing.
One of my favorite.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
There was one another just rules question. So this is the one I posed to him yesterday. If I Hypno Beam his Hexpion, it's his card, but when it dies, it archives. Right? I'm controlling it, but when it dies, it gets archived. There's a cool thing that happens here. So Carson, what happens if I take your Hexpion and it dies?
It's a super cool interaction. So what happens is when a card goes to an out-of-play zone, it always goes to the owner's respective out-of-play zone. So it comes to my archives, but there's another clause under the...
So let's take this slow. Sure. So the first thing that happens is I own it, I control it, but I don't own it, right? So when it goes out of play, it goes to your archives, despite it being my destroyed trigger.
Correct.
Right? Okay, so, but I get the top card of my deck, right?
No. It's super cool. Under Leaf's play, in the rulebook, under the glossary, when a creature leaves play to an out-of-play zone of which the identities of the cards are hidden, all pending effects stop. So you would not archive the top card of your deck. And
Isn't that crazy?
And that is specifically because it has been hypno-beamed, and it's coming to the other player's archives.
And since I don't have access to his archives, what Hexpion? I don't know what about a Hexpion. What
Exactly.
effect? Want to read? Can you read that? It's also over here.
Barely.
It's in both these places.
Okay.
With as if it were yours, he meant Dunkoro.
Oh, hey, Dunkoro.
Meant more like remote access. Are you treated as if you were the controller of the artifact when you're using it? As if it were yours.
I would say so.
Oh man. Can you sack Nepenthe Seed? I think you. My ruling on that is you can, because that's part of the effect. But you can't sacrifice your opponent's cards. Is a ruling.
Oh, that's a great question.
We'll get back to you on that one.
So,
No official rulings happen right here. Don't take anything after this point. Don't take for real.
Where I currently am on that.
Because that was a new ruling that came out in the FAQ. You're not allowed to sacrifice your opponent's things.
I do believe if that were to come up during this Vault Tour, I would rule as being able to sacrifice Nepenthe Seed because
under the part effect.
Exactly.
It's not a cost. It's part of the effect. Or is it a cost?
I don't believe it would actually matter.
I want to not answer this question.
Sure.
I am going to put a hard pause on this question because I don't want to have an answer come out that isn't officially ruled. So we're going to get back to that. And I don't know, do you have a Twitter or something?
At the 425 guy. I don't use it very often. I can get more active on it. It's probably a good idea.
I don't know if there's a good place to find your rulings on things. But certainly this is one that I've heard, and my ruling is that you can sacrifice and use Nepenthe Seed as always. But if that's not the case, then maybe that's the thing that FFG or you or someone can talk about in the near future. But thank you, Dunkoro, for pulling this up. Anyway, I'm sorry for that anticlimactic ending, but that's almost more interesting to me, that this game is complicated. It looks simple, but there are very complex rulings that you just have to figure out. And this is the man that has to do it on the spot. This is what he's here for. And I want to thank you again for stopping by, saying hi, and running this tournament. I mean, you're doing a ton here, and I appreciate it.
This event's gone super smoothly so far. It's
been a
great time for everyone, our players, our staff. Like, everyone's just having an awesome time playing Keyforge.
Great.
Yep.
Awesome. All right. If you go to a Vault Tour, say hi, call Judge, and then be like, hey, I don't have a rulings question. I just want to say hi to you. Don't do that. Don't actually do that. But I might do that. It's been great talking to you, man.
Likewise.
I'll see you soon.
Likewise. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, crazy. Let's talk to me about that ruling later.
Yes.
I'll let you know what he says. I don't know.
Yesterday.
Anyway, what a great day. I've streamed 6 games and an opening and a bunch of interviews. We've had Brad, we've had players, we've had people from other podcasts. I've met so many people. And you know what? It's only day 2, or day 1B. I'm in day 2. I will be streaming tomorrow. I will be streaming the games. I may have a caster. I may have Cure Mode remote cast it. I don't know. I got to figure something out. But as long as I'm playing, I probably won't be on stream unless I'm one of the last games. Maybe. I don't know. Certainly not for game 1. But yeah, I'm really excited for tomorrow. Wish me luck. I wish everyone luck in the top 16. I will. I'll have both of the top 16 lists in the or not top 16, just the top cut. I'll have both those lists up on my Discord. That's, I guess, the best place to find them. I could post them to Twitter. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe. But yeah, I'll have them up. See you all tomorrow. Have a good night.